Hello and welcome into tonight's CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I'm your host, Nick Quaglia, sitting here with Mike Molyneaux and Marv, Ezhan. The offseason officially here this past Sunday. The Chiefs, sadly, by the way, the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl makes me look like an idiot. Because in the middle of the season, I basically wrote off the Chiefs when they were stocking.
You was hammering on them.
I was like, these guys stink. They may not even win the West. These guys suck. Well, they won the Super Bowl. They shoved it down my throat. But we're officially here in the offseason now. Number one topic of the offseason. It even kind of dominated Super Bowl week. Tom Brady, what's he going to do? Is he going to go sign with the Chargers, the Titans, the Raiders, Mark Davis in that weird bowl cut? Where's he going to sign? Back with the Patriots, potentially. Report from this week. According to Ian Rappaport, the organization, being the Patriots, is willing to pay in excess of $30 million per year to keep Tom Brady in New England. But if he does return to the Patriots, he wants the team to spend the money on some offensive weapons, which we'll say right now, you pay him $30 million, that makes it a little tough to maybe sign some of the free agents that you want back on this team who are current free agents on the Patriots roster, or I guess no longer on the Patriots roster, however you want to word it, and also get offensive weapons at the same time. So, guys, the question is $30 million too much for Tom Brady, 43-year-old quarterback? Should the Patriots give Brady $30 million in what essentially would be 2, potentially 3 years, but I would guess 2 years of a straight commitment? Marv, we'll start with you. What do you think?
I don't think 30 million's that crazy of a number. If you think about it, prior to Brady reconstructing his contract last year, the Patriots' plan was to what? Probably franchise tag him this year, right? And that money, it was probably going to be close to $30 million in any way. So if they're really looking forward to doing $30 million, you know Patriots are going to put a lot of incentives in there somehow. Oh, you're going to have you're going to have to come into that
Well, do we want to say it's guaranteed though? Do we want to say like he's going to get $30 million?
Okay, we'll play around. We'll play around.
Let's toss that hypothetical.
Okay, hypothetically, it is $30 million guaranteed. So we take care of the money aspect for Tom Brady, but the other thing that comes out in the report is Brady wants to make sure that the Patriots have offensive weapons around him. So clearly we know that it's all about winning with Tom Brady right now. It's not just about the money. Hey, I have something to prove. We saw him do that in the Instagram post. I have something to prove. I have something to show. He wants to win at the age of 42 plus, and he's going to want weapons around him no matter what. So, Nick, you mentioned it. If you pay the man $30 million, are you going to be able to get, those free agents that's going to help this team move further on than they did last year? Patriots are going to need to spend. That's going to be the case. Usually, we say this with the New England Patriots because they do not spend money. They'll try to get their bang for the buck. They'll get a journeyman and hope that they work out. They brought in Mohamed Sanu, a guy who was the third wheel out in Atlanta. You think, with the New England Patriots, it's going to work out. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen. So that was the story for all of their wide receivers throughout the year, whether they got shipped, you had Antonio Brown, or the rookies just did not transpire. So this time you're actually going to need to push forward and get something that is going to be guaranteed, a play that is going to produce right away, and instead of trying to stretch the dollar, actually go out there and spend money. And the Patriots just don't do that. They haven't done it for years. The one time they did it shocked us all with Stephon Gilmore. Well, you're gonna pay this man this much money instead of Malcolm Butler? No one understood that. But the one time they did it, we look now, a couple years later, he's Defensive Player of the Year. So Patriots, if that doesn't show you anything, you need to spend money and you'll be able to transpire, especially with your coaching system. It'll work out. So I'm not mad about the $30 million, and Patriots are just going to need to. Robert Kraft is going to need to put his hand in his check and say, okay, I'm willing to spend a little bit more money this year so we can keep Tom Brady. Simple as that.
Well, that's the thing. I think if it was Robert Kraft's choice, it would already be, and it is his choice. I think it's going to, in the end, this is going to be his choice. Robert Kraft's going to be like, listen, Bill, we're going to be paying Tom Brady $30 million, regardless of what you think of the cap. This is essentially like, this is my money, buddy. Like, here you go, right. $30 million, Tom Brady. Deal with it. Kraft's already said it to TMZ. He's already said we want Tom Brady back in New England, something along those lines. He wants him back. So all it really takes is Kraft to be like, Bill, shut up, which probably wouldn't go over well. $30 million to Tom Brady. Here you go. Bring him back. He's here, 43 years old. Mike, before we jump over to you, guys, the Patriots Roundtable brought to you by Books. This is new. Looking for that Valentine's flower bouquet. It's where Books comes from, for that special somebody. Books has you covered with a variety of beautifully styled bouquets, sweet treats, plants, aka flowers, maybe some other plants, gifts, and more. Get 25% off your order from the Books company. Go to Books.com/garden with code GARDEN. Again, that is Books.com/garden. Again, the code GARDEN. All right, Mike, what do you think? $30 million, too much for Brady, or what do you think?
Look, the report coming out from wherever the source was, it just tells me it's a great gesture by the Patriots. If that's what they're willing to put out there, it's a great gesture. We want to give Brady $30 million. Oh, that's a lot of money. It sounds great, looks great. But then the second half of the report says, Tom Brady wants weapons on the team, pretty much. So I think when you just look at it, again, similar to what you guys have been saying, the Patriots, especially Kraft, he wants Brady to be on this team. And if he has to give him $30 million, he has no problem doing that. But at the same time, if the negotiations really start to take place, at least if Brady sees and hears this report and knows that's out there, at least he now knows, okay, well, this team is willing to give me a lot of money. And that's great. Who doesn't like money if you're an athlete? But I've always been one to believe that Tom Brady's a different kind of cat. Yes, does he probably deserve to be the highest paid quarterback in the league over the last several seasons? Absolutely. But at the same time, this is a guy who I think he doesn't even have to say much. You could just see it through his actions. He wants to be surrounded by talented players. So I honestly believe if a conversation were to go down, whenever it's going to go down between Brady and the Patriots about contract, what the future looks like, whatever the case may be, I can't speak for Brady, but I kind of feel like he's the type of guy that says, look, $30 million is great, but how can we take some of that money and go after X, Y, and Z player? Marv said it best. Enough of these journeymen, let's hope that they work out, their career's been so, whatnot. Enough of that BS. Tom Brady's 43 years old, and the reason why the Patriots still want him, Kraft still wants him, because they believe he's still a decent quarterback. If you're going to have this guy at 43 years old be your quarterback, you have to put the talent around him. I've been preaching this and saying this show after show, week after week. This is what it is. Give Brady $30 million, but if Brady comes to you and says, look, I don't need 30, but take some of that money and go get that guy, I think he'd be great on this team to work with and help us really achieve the ultimate goal of winning number 7. That's what it boils down to. It's not about the money for Brady, but the fact that the Patriots have that $30 million out there, it's a good gesture just to say, hey, we want you back and we're willing to pay you whatever to have you here.
See, I'm with you in the sense where I think the weapons might matter more to him than the money does. I think the money is more of a respect thing, kind of like what you talked about at the top. It's like, if you guys are willing to pay me this, okay, I know you respect what I've done for you guys, because you're right, he hasn't been paid what the guy deserves to be paid. And I also wonder, something I was thinking about yesterday, I know it doesn't affect the salary cap, but I wonder if Tom looks at Bill being one of the, if not, I think he's the highest paid coach in the NFL, looking at Bill and be like, you're the highest paid guy in football at your position. Like, I know that you want to worry about the salary cap and everything, but come on, man. Like, like you got to understand where we're coming from. It's a double-edged sword there, it seems like, for Bill. But is it too much? No, I don't think so, because what's your other option? I personally am under the assumption that I don't think Jarrett Stidham is the next guy.
I never thought that.
No, I don't think Jarrett Stidham's the next guy. I think you draft a quarterback high in this draft this year, whoever it may be. I think you draft a guy this year to maybe potentially, if you see promise, prepare him to be the next guy after 2 seasons, which a 2-year contract then would be perfect in that regard. But the number one thing Tom needs is weapons, and I think he knows that. And if the team tells him, look, if you can take this amount of money, we're going to have room to work with. But again, it's a difficult thing for Tom to say, I want to get paid this much money, a good chunk of money. I want to be paid one of the highest guys in the league, as one of the highest guys in the league. And then also be like, I need offensive weapons, because that's not how the money situation in the NFL works. You've got a cap. You have a cap that you have to deal with. So if you want to be paid at X amount, which is a pretty decent amount, then you have to know that the weapons around you, which he's done his entire career, aren't going to be as good. That's why he's always taken that pay cut. And plus the free agent leaders that are on the market this year from the Patriots roster, if he wants them back, be it Kyle Van Noy, Matt Slater, Devin McCourty, which we're going to talk about in a different episode. If he wants those guys back, he also has to understand that him taking that high amount, 30 million plus, that's going to affect which one of those veterans, if any of those, can make it back to this roster after that.
And you know the Patriots, they're just so cheap. You know, they're just so cheap over the years. Like the Patriots, one of the top franchises in the NFL. They got money like the Yankees, bro. Patriots can spend money if they really wanted to, but they
there's
just
a cap. They can't do it.
Cheapskates.
They are cheapskates, but I mean, is it like if it was like people got a problem with the Red Sox right now because the Red Sox have a ton of money, not paying Mookie Betts. Like come on, guys. I mean, that's a discussion for a different
Boston
kind of show.
We're cheap in Boston, apparently.
But they're restrained. There's a cap.
There is a cap. Nick, one thing you did say about Stidham though, in saying how you don't believe in him, the Patriots don't believe in him. If this report is true about the $30 million, the reason Bill Belichick gets rid of all of these players because he always thinks that there's someone replaceable.
Like,
if they're going to keep Tom Brady,
this guy my next quarterback.
What happened?
Like, please God, please do not make this guy my next quarterback.
Right. So if they can't replace Tom Brady because there's no one to replace him with.
No, it's tough, and there's so much that's going to go in with the salary cap and with what Tom wants to be paid, and then also bringing in veteran guys. There's veterans out there like Emmanuel Sanders is going to be on the market. You could pay him, but who knows what he's going to command. There's a lot that's going to go into surrounding Tom and paying him at the same time.